Hello everyone, this is Vintage Shabby Goodness and my name is Patty. I hope you all are doing well today. I'm glad you all came back. And I have a new kit here I want to share with you. This is by Oohlala Vintage Treasures. Doreen is the designer and the name of the kit is Almond Luxe Mini Journal Kit. This is the ephemera. And she shared it with a couple of us, Nicola, and this is what I came up with, is just a small envelope journal. So it's not very big or anything, it's just a very simple little journal. But this here is the envelope flap, which I just velcroed to the front page. But the flap here, I made a little tuck. Oops. And it will not stay in. So that's the reason for the baker's twine there, is so you can keep track of it. But yeah, and it is sewed in. Vintage lace. So we'll just thumb through it real quick. Won't take very long. This will be a short video. And here's another corset with a little, it's checkbook is what it says. Little tag thing. This here is I made into a belly band, which I just cut out some flowers and put them, just made a couple of slits and just put them in the little pockets here. And then I have a vintage button up here. This tag, let's see, this slides out. I got some vintage lace up here, some vintage buttons, that pretty lady, and some vintage trim at the bottom. So this is, again, Oohlala Vintage Treasures. She does such a fabulous job on her kits. And all of her kits do intermix with one another. You could use 2 or 3 kits all together. But hers are so elegant and beautiful that they really don't need a whole lot of bling or lace trims like that. They're gorgeous on their own. But I'm a lace girl, so I've got to have some here and there. So on this next page, I took this little button did come in her kit, but I just put it in some resin and with the hole in it, and took a ball pen and put through it with a couple of little beads, and I just put some trim around it and just stuck some lace to the back of it to make this little dangle here. But all this is vintage. This is off an old wedding dress here. This is off a vintage napkin there to make a pocket out of. And then this is the tag that I made. Then over here, this is a vintage applique. Here's another little drop charm that I made. It's I just put some lace back behind it and then glued the face on it and just put a couple of beads on it, and there's my dangle. But here is a pocket that I made. Of course, it has a little bustier in the pocket up front here. I did make it out of an old envelope. I did take some Latin page out of a book and put down and put some Stella to give it kind of the glitter look. I don't know if it shows up on the camera or not. It looks like it does. On the sheets with the bow, and then just added a piece of the paper pack to kind of cover up the envelope a little bit. You'll see some writing on it. I didn't want to cover that. And some writing inside here. So I can't remember what the date was on this envelope, but it was, you know, pretty old. And this is a little old-fashioned checkbook that I made. It opens up, and you've got a check inside. It just slides right back in there. And it does have some vintage lace on it. There'll be lots of journaling, a lot of pages left blank for you to journal on. And here's another pocket that I just made some slits in. There's a little dangle there. And just a little tag there. And then this beautiful lady there. And I just put some, blinged it up a little bit, put her little handbag down there. And there you go. So you've got 3 pockets in that one, along with some vintage trim. And then here I just tore some paper in half, made a corner tuck. I took this photo frame and cut it out, put it on the back, on top of this. And what I did was just cut around the edges of the lace and added my own trim up in there. I mean, it was so pretty with, you know, without this trim, but I just really thought this was cool looking. So you just made some ruffles to put in there. I thought it turned out pretty cool. And then I made this little dangle, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. It just, oops, got a flower with some lace wadded up back behind it with the bow, and 2 vintage little pearls on this black safety pin, and then some roses. And then some vintage trim over here at the side with another dangle that I'd made. And then here, we actually got some black in this kit. And I'm so excited. Black can be such a beautiful, you know, secondary, you know, little traces of black and like that here and there. And see the black corset, isn't that beautiful? The lace with a little bit of black in it. Set on the dresser, so I just added the black bow and called her good. And then in the middle here, where it's sewed in, I made a couple of dangles. And I made this little bead dangle here. And then I made this little flower dangle to go on here. It's got some little bling on it, some little crystals and little baby pearl. And then over here, it's kind of just a half page. Just tore off the other half of that pocket that was over here. Tore off a piece of that, made another tuck spot up here, and added a little tag there. Here, there, and everywhere. So, and then here's it's a little wall hanging is what it is. And I just cut it out and just made a little pocket. I just cut it out, a piece out right here, so I could slide this little tiny tag in it and make it a pocket. Isn't that cute? And then I just added some vintage trim here, and then some ruffles down here. And then over here, another one of those beautiful ladies. I just made a flip out of her. You could flip her up, and you can journal here. And then I love this. I love this piece here. It's a dress, and I just cut it out again. You know, I printed it twice, cut out the dress, and put some heights behind it to give it a 3D look. And then I put a little bit of a resin on the flowers here, and raise them up a little bit. Just did a little 3D effect. And then in the pocket is another check. And then with some vintage trim. And down here I made a little dangle out of one of the little bows that's in the kit with a little piece of applique and a vintage lace. Then over here, I made like a shirt pocket out of this. Rolled down the collar, put a bow in the middle, and then added this tag inside of it. In the background, I just kind of collaged it. Just took some old vintage music sheets, and this is all part of the kit here. It's this and this. So, and then this is an envelope that I just put some tulle over the top. A little flower that I made. You flip it out. And the tag that's enclosed. They're so pretty. I'm sorry I keep repeating myself, but I just love her kits. Coffee dyed paper, you know, some vintage trim. And then here's another, this is the back side of the envelope that you've seen the front part of there. This is the back of it. I just put some trim here. Made a big old pocket. So I added this little booklet. Just put these couple of ribbons through it for the closure, and there's nothing, it's just some writing, some notes. You can take some notes and put it in there. And it just slides right in. Did a little stamping on it down here at the bottom. And then the last page, I just went all gung-ho on the ladies. Made pockets out of them. Added some boots with a piece of applique, a hat with some lace. And then I added a tag up here with a couple of vintage trims and a bow. And then a tag down here. And again, this is one that I didn't think needed anything. I did put some old lace here on the pocket along with the bow. So that's it. And I will have the information down below in the description area where you can go to Doreen's Etsy store and look at her new and old kits that she has. And you're going to just fall in love. I can tell you that right now. But you'll have fun shopping. Go over there and check it out. And I will also have this up for sale. And I will have that information and a little better description of the little book down in the description area, along with my email address to where you can contact me. So I hope you all enjoyed this simple little journal. And stay tuned. There's a lot more to come with the bigger kit that she turned loose just a couple of days ago. So we're working on some pretties with that kit. But you all take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.